There we go. Okay, we are back again. Sorry we ran out there. So this is part 2 of Unit 1, the industrial age. And once again, just to sum up, all these new immigrants caused problems because there was conflict. They did not speak the same language. They did not have the same customs. Many of them did not share the same religion. So there were not only social problems, but we also had problems with competing for jobs. And many immigrants, when they first come, are competing for a job and are willing to work for less money. And therefore, that causes issues. And that's why you have nativism, which is the policy of protecting those who are already here in America as opposed to immigrants. Here's a perfect example as I go to the current slide here. As I bring this up, there we go. Nativism. Okay, this is, you need to know this for your test. The policy of protecting the interests of native inhabitants against those of immigrants. Here you have a help wanted sign. He's willing to hire people, he or she is, but he's obviously against Irish people who are probably, there's a lot in that area. So yes, that would be blatantly illegal nowadays, but back then it wasn't. Okay. One of these examples of nativism was the Gentleman's Agreement in San Francisco. The Gentleman's Agreement, it limited Japanese immigration. You need to know this for your test. And it limited the amount of Japanese who could come in and immigrate from Japan. Here you see a racist poster of the times, a meeting designed to keep Japanese children out of schools, saying Asiatics must not be naturalized. It wasn't just with Japanese, but we also had the Chinese Exclusion Acts. Please understand that a lot of Chinese immigrants came to America to work on the railroads in the late 1800s. But after the railroads were basically finished, they were there then, they were still there, and it drove down wages for other types of jobs. And that's why the Chinese Exclusion Acts, you need to know this, was passed. It was a federal law passed in response to complaints by workers on the West Coast that competition from Chinese immigrants was driving down their wages, their pay, and was threatening white racial purity. So the Chinese Exclusion Acts basically stopped immigration for 10 years. And it also said that Chinese immigrants could not become American citizens. The Chinese Exclusion Acts. You need to know both the Gentleman's Agreement and the Chinese Exclusion Acts. Make sure you write those down in your notes. Okay, assignment now, another assignment here. It is an essay you'll be writing, and I'm trying to bring it up now. The question is, who do you think was worse off? Let's compare the late 1800s to today. Who do you think was worse off? Chinese immigrants who were being prejudiced against in the late 1800s, or undocumented Hispanic immigrants today? We do have quite a few immigrants coming in from Central and South America, and in many cases, a lot of people feel they are very mistreated. Who do you think had it worse? Now, there's not a right or wrong answer here. What I'm trying to get you to do is think, okay? I want you to just think about it. I want you to make a claim in response to this question that you think Chinese immigrants then had it worse off, or undocumented immigrants today, Hispanics from Central and South America. So if you look here, describe the Chinese immigrants. Do some research in your book and on your internet and talk about the jobs they had, how they were treated, how efforts were taken to remove them, okay? Explain how they had it, their conditions, in relation to that of undocumented Hispanic immigrants today, okay? Not a right or a wrong answer. I'm just trying to get you to think and then to write, okay? Pause this and give me at least one full page on this, please. That is assignment 10, by the way. Assignment 10, that's still unit 1, by the way. It'll still be in your folder that says unit 1, just so you know. Okay, Moving on, we're talking once again about how people were treated during the industrial age. We're going to critique social Darwinism. That's on page 170. So what I want you to do in your bell work section, I want you to read page 170 and then tell me basically what social Darwinism was and natural selection was, and tell me if what social Darwinism encouraged and what social Darwinism discouraged, please. Okay? Take about 3 minutes, pause, and put that in your notes on your bell work section, in your bell work section. Okay, social Darwinism. What is social Darwinism? Basically, it's like Darwinism in nature. It's survival of the fittest, but this is in business and in life for human beings. Basically, it's regarding to the best businesses will survive, and then those that won't do well will die off. So it's social Darwinism is survival of the fittest. Those who work harder, those people who build wealth, those who grow industry, they will be better off, whereas those who do not work hard, do not build wealth, do not live properly, will not thrive. Okay? Social Darwinism claims that no one has a right to intervene with how people work, and that's including government. Okay? So what it's saying is you can go out and become a millionaire if you want, but at the same time, if you just want to work a minimum wage job because you're not working harder to improve yourself, you can do that. So social Darwinism is saying survival of the fittest on an economic level. That's in your notes. I want you to watch video 12. Sorry about this. Watch video 12 here on social Darwinism. Tell me if it's correct. Tell me if it's moral. And just tell me overall how you feel about social Darwinism. Tell me that in your notes, please. Okay, later on we will discuss also the social gospel, which is not as much of an economic movement, but just as much, it's more of a moral movement. The social gospel movement preached salvation through service to the poor, meaning that it focused on such issues such as making people better, helping people, voluntarily helping people, economic equality, poverty, alcoholism, racial tensions, things such as that. The social gospel was different from social Darwinism. Social Darwinism basically said sink or swim, and the social gospel said, no, we have a moral obligation to help the poor. Okay, so different ways of thinking there, social Darwinism and social gospel. Both, however, are main ideas, and you need to know them. Okay, assignment number 11. Again, that's still in Unit 1, but it's still on the folder. You still have the folder. Unit 1 has the U.S. History chapter sheet, guided reading 172 through 175. Simply open your book to 172, start reading, and as you read through each paragraph, answer the questions. Read and answer. Read and answer. Very simple. Pause here and take care of chapter sheet, which is assignment 11 in Unit 1, Week 1. Okay, moving on to working conditions in the Industrial Revolution, the Industrial Age. I want you to read page 177, take about 4 or 5 minutes, and I want you to tell me in your bell work, tell me how workers were treated and how they were paid during the Industrial Revolution. Tell me who was paid more, men or women, adults or children. Tell me who was mistreated. Read page 177 and give me a quick analogy, a quick analysis of workers' pay during the Industrial Revolution. And take a look at that picture there. We're going to look at that picture again in a minute. It's quite a telling photo. Okay, 177. Once again, let's read that. Long hours and danger. Read that section if you haven't already, and think about how hard they were worked. Think about how low they were paid. Think about the horrible conditions of workers of all ages during the Industrial Age. Okay, we have a handout that should be, I believe it's Unit 1, Assignment 1 of the first, of Week 2, I'm sorry, as I'm trying to adjust here. Child labor then and now. Please look for that, and it should be in there, child labor then and now. Please take a look at that and fill it out. Worksheet that you'll be working on is the Children of the Industrial Revolution. Children of the Industrial Revolution. Please finish this sheet. While you're doing that, watch video 13. Watch video 13, Children of the Industrial Revolution. Sorry about that. Let's take a look also. Let's talk about this for a second here. Let's talk about this, this photo here. I want to go back for a second and look at some of these photos. In this photo here, take a look here. The children are working here on this machine. How are they, first off, what's their age? 10, 11, 12. Secondly, do you notice they're not wearing shoes? No shoes, no safety equipment of any kind, no goggles. I'm sure a lot of children got hurt there, and what's wrong with that is that you still see it today in less developed parts of the nation. Going back again here we see a coal mine, and your assignment number 12 is about children in the coal mines. I want you to take care of assignment 12. Look at the children. They're in a coal mine, and what's behind them? Yes, that's a horse behind them who's helping pull the coal out. But what you see here is that the children are very dirty. They're in a very cramped condition, very full of coal dust. But you'll also notice they have candles above them. They're literally wearing candles on their hats. By the way, the children had to pay for the candles themselves in order to work. Children clearly mistreated. Your reading should back that up, okay? Children working in the coal mine here, once again, horrible conditions, horrible conditions. So what I want you to do now, after watching that video, after reading, after doing that worksheet, what I want you to do is, I believe it's, I'm not sure of the exact assignment number. It's a letter home to mother, okay? I want you to read the summary, and then I want you to write a letter home to your mother as if you are a child coal miner. I want you to talk to her about how bad the conditions are, about the hunger you have, about the low pay, about how you get paid so little, about the hopelessness, about how the kids are getting killed, how they're getting sick. Summarize everything you've read, everything you've watched, summarize that in a letter home to your mother as if you were a child coal miner. Okay. Our final bell work here, critique and analyze how the boom of the Industrial Revolution bypassed the southern states in the late 1800s. What I want you to do is, in your bell work, read page 244 and then summarize that into one paragraph about how the South was basically left behind. Pause and take care of that. Okay, we have another chapter sheet guided reading. I want you to read page 178 through 183. And as you're going through there, simply answer the questions on your chapter sheet. I believe that's assignment number 13, 178 through 183. Okay? Assignment number 13. Assignment number 13. Okay, pause that and then move on in a second. All right, we now have our study guide. That's assignment 20. There's also a few other worksheets that I'm going to give you. Assignment 14 on Mary Lease, assignment 15 on William Jennings Bryan. Complete every assignment. Not every assignment is specifically listed in this video, but you are still responsible for them. But go to your study guide, please, and it's basically comes straight from your notes, the main ideas. Please fill out your study guide. And now do assignment number 20. Assignment number 20. That is your test. That is your test. Please take your time, fill it out very, very well. Once you have finished, remember everything needs to be sent in to me by Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon. Please send it in, and I thank you very, very much. If you have any questions, of course, my office hours are on Tuesdays. You're welcome to call into Holloway and speak to me. Also, of course, I'm available via email at all times. You have my email address, efflers@rcschools.net. Thank you so much.